So UtechSmart might not be the first name you think of when it comes to gaming mice. You might not have even heard of them before, but they're making a splash in the market now with their new Venus Laser Precision MMO gaming mouse. Your typical gaming mouse, your MMO mouse with a bunch of programmable buttons on the side, a bunch of programmable buttons on the mouse itself, and recording macros and all that such. So how does this mouse compare to other mice that are out there on the market today? Well, UtechSmart sent me one of these mice to try out for a week, and I'm going to say I was pretty surprised with how this mouse was. So starting off with the packaging, it boasts a laser sensor and a 16,400 DPI. I honestly think a lot of that is more of a marketing thing. I can't even imagine using 16,400 DPI. I personally use somewhere between 400 and 800. It does have 5 modes you can switch between with a button on the bottom of the mouse. You can switch pretty easily with that. A really nice feature with this mouse is that it does have weights on the inside you can take out and remove, or you can put more weights in to kind of increase the weight of the mouse itself. I play with most of them in. I have to say I really do like the feel of the heavier mouse. In all, there are 19 programmable buttons on this mouse, including the 12 on the side. The 2 DPI switch buttons, the fire button that's next to the left click. You got your scroll wheel button as well. It is a laser sensor mouse, meaning that if you're playing on a glass desktop, you're going to have to use a mouse pad. The USB cable is a braided USB cable with a gold-plated endpoint to plug into your computer. I do love braided cables. They make cable management just a little bit easier, in my opinion. And finally, like a lot of other peripherals that are coming out in the market today, you can pretty much change the Rgb color scheme on this mouse to a single color of your choice with about 16 million different possibilities. The only thing that won't change is the center middle mouse click button that will change color depending on the profile. The package includes your standard driver disc and software disc. You do not need this though. I personally do not have an optical drive, but the driver is installed automatically once I plugged it into the computer, and I was able to download the software on their website. It also comes with a nice little manual which includes all the different features and tutorials how to do things such as macro, program the mouse, program the different color lighting and all that such. And finally, you do get the little container for the extra weight. If you want to take all the weights out, there's a little container that you can put them all in. It's worth noting that I do not play MMOs, so I've never really used these mice before. I've been using the Anker gaming mouse for the longest time with 3 programmable buttons on the side, and before then I was using the Logitech, I believe it was a G400. It does have 2 programmable buttons on the side. These are the 2 mice I've been using primarily for the last several years, and when they offered me the opportunity to check this mouse out, I was kind of having a hard time figuring out what I'm going to do with all of these programmable buttons, especially because I do not play MMOs particularly. So for the last week, I've been trying to force myself to use all the different buttons on the mouse, and I have to say it's been making life a little bit easier. I can really kind of keep my fingers on the WASD when playing shooters, and all the different options I have I can just program on the side of the mouse. A game I've been playing a lot lately is Battlefield 4, so on the 4 corners of the mouse I have spotting, I have the defibrillator button, the health pack button or other tool, I guess you could say, and then the knife button on the mouse itself. So basically I've been jumping between those, and I have to say when it comes to actually using the mouse itself, the different layers of the 12 buttons, they're at different angles, so it's pretty easy to determine which button you're pressing on without actually having to look at it, although it does take a little bit of time to get used to. As for the fire button on Battlefield 4, I figured the best way to do this is pulling out a pistol. So if I'm, for example, defibrillating somebody and someone shows up right on me, I can click that button really fast, pull out my pistol and pop a few rounds off really quick. That's what I've been using for it. I'm sure there's a bunch of other opportunities you can think about it as well, but the position of it is actually kind of nice. It's not in the way where I might hit it accidentally, but it's also very easy to reach if I need to. So moving on to the actual construction of it, that is the one place where this mouse does kind of lack a little bit. It is an all plastic construction, so it does lag behind similar mouse such as those by Corsair and Razer. The build quality, it's definitely durable, it's not gonna lie. It's a very good and it's a good feeling mouse to hold. However, it's not really all that amazing of build quality, so that is definitely the lacking point with this mouse. However, if you're not throwing it around and all that, I think it should be pretty good for you. I will have to make one remark though on the top of the mouse. There's this kind of random piece of plastic that goes across the top. I think it's more of a design choice to make it look cooler, but quite honestly I think it's more annoying. I can definitely feel it while I play, and I think it's a little bit obtrusive at times. And also it does create just more cracks so that, you know, dead skin and sweat can kind of build in, and it's another place you're going to have to clean, which unfortunately is pretty annoying for mice. In terms of the rests on the mouse, there's a very nice rest for the thumb and the pinky as well, so it's very comfortable to use for long durations of time. I know this for sure after playing City Skylines for hours and hours and hours. The mouse is very comfortable to use for a very long time. And finally, I guess we'll touch on the RGB lighting and the mouse itself. I really like the RGB lighting. It's not quite as fancy as, like the Corsair K70 where you can do all sorts of crazy animations to things, but it's a mouse. Let's be real. Your hand is mostly on it most of the time anyway, obscuring a lot of the light, but I do like that you can change the colors to be pretty much whatever you want it to be, so it's very good. And also the LEDs are very bright. In a darker room, it's very easy to see, so I do like that the LEDs are very good on the mouse itself. Programming the buttons and changing the DPI and changing the different mode settings is all very simple to do. The software is very simple, I'm not gonna lie. It took me, without even having to look at a manual, to start programming things. So it's compared to the Corsair software, which is crazily sophisticated. This software is very simple to use, and again, you can just download it from their website, and again, you don't really even need a manual to look at. It's pretty simple to understand. Just kind of click on the button you want to program, and then you can change the button you want it to be, and then boom, you're golden. DPI switching, obviously you can change the DPI amount all over the place, from as low as 100 all the way up to 16,400. Again, I can't even imagine using that much, but hey, it's an option, I guess, so more options is good. So in conclusion, I have to say I really did like this mouse. I started using it for the last week. I've been using it in a lot of different games, such as Battlefield 4, DayZ, and City Skylines, and I have to say I really do like it. After long durations, it is a very comfortable mouse to use. While it lacks the build quality that some of your higher end products by maybe Razer or Corsair, their build quality is a little bit better. However, it does keep all the same things that most of those mice have. It's full programmability, the software is incredibly easy to use, and for the price, you really can't beat it. So thanks again for watching. If you like this video, feel free to give it a like. It really does help me out. You can also feel free to subscribe for more videos. And if you're interested in picking up one of these mice from UtechSmart, the Venus UtechSmart mouse, there's a coupon code in the video information below. If you want to buy it on Amazon, it's Stewie01. You get, I believe it's 10% off your purchase of the mouse. So check it out, and you can also thank UtechSmart along the way. So thanks for watching, and we'll see you again next time.